What does it feel like to be a WWE superstar? To hear your music? To come out on stage as thousands of fans are cheering? Take your moment, taking the ramp and entering the ring, what does that feel like?
Very special, very surreal.
It's an atmosphere that you cannot describe.
It blows my mind.
Feels pretty awesome. The WWE invited How Stuff Works to see what goes into making a show like SmackDown possible. So let's find out how the WWE experience really works. Setting up for a WWE event is a complex, labor-intensive task that requires coordination between dozens of people. WWE's TV programs Raw and SmackDown move from venue to venue, requiring crews to drive hundreds of miles between shows to get everything at the arena on time. It's a lot of stuff. We're talking lighting rigs and control stations, stages, monitors, cameras, television control equipment, cables, and of course, the wrestling ring itself. There's so much stuff that typically the WWE relies on more than a dozen trucks to haul their gear from location to location. Once the equipment arrives, the crew springs into action. The lighting rig is assembled. Lights are mounted and the whole thing is attached to the lines that will suspend it in the arena. Meanwhile, another crew begins to put together the modular stage where superstars and divas will emerge from the back to the cheering of thousands of fans. Across the arena floor, the Titantron is slowly raised into position. I have to admit, I was confused by this at first. When you watch a WWE television show, you see that the screen and stage are integrated together, but here they were separated across the arena. We could see the backstage area of the stage, but not the part that normally faces the audience. As the crews worked, I saw the logic in the approach. The stage can be pushed from one side of the arena to the other. By assembling it at the far end, the stage stays out of the way of the various cables, ropes, and crews that are working on the lighting rig. The rig itself is lifted in two phases. The first phase involves raising the rig a few feet off the arena floor and then testing all the lights to make sure they're responding to the control station. Once that is complete, the crew lifts the rig to the right height. Cables and ropes are cleared away, and the stage is moved to its proper place. Now the floor was clear for the ring assembly. The WWE uses rings built by Mark Carpenter. The rings come in sections. First, there are the ring posts. We watched as WWE referee and ring crew leader Charles Robinson walked out the distance between the posts, marking where they should go. Each post weighs a few hundred pounds and must be carried by teams to their spots. The WWE ring is 20 feet to a side. That's about 6 meters. Each side consists of two segments that join in the center with a support post to distribute the weight. The sides connect to the ring posts. Other metal bars create the frame for the mat, but we still have a long way to go. The crew drapes rubber mats over the metal bars. The crew only does this for televised shows because it cuts down on the noise when a superstar is slammed onto the mat. WWE live events are a different story. Next, the crew places solid wooden boards across the padded bars. The next layer is made of foam, though it's not exactly a pillow-top mattress. And now comes the time to add the canvas. The WWE uses multiple layers of canvas for their shows, tied in such a way that the top layer can be removed in a minute or two. This keeps the ring looking clean for each match. If you've ever watched a WWE match, you know that sound when a superstar falls on the ring. Maybe you thought there was a spring under the ring to cushion some of the fall, like the shocks of a car, but as we found out, that's not the case.
There was a time when the wrestling rings had springs, but because the ring was too stiff, what we've done, we've taken the spring out, as you can see.
No springs under here, guys. None at all.
So as you can see, there's steel beams that are crossed, and that gives a little bit of flex. That's what prevent the guys from getting injured.
And you can't fake gravity at all, guys. I mean, you're going to hit that ground hard.
Absolutely.
A ring isn't a ring without the ropes. WWE uses ropes made of actual rope.
It's not cable, it's not bungee, it's actual rope.
Despite what you might think, those ropes have very little elasticity to them. The ropes connect to the ring post using a simple bolt at the turnbuckle. And as I learned, you don't want to be the last guy attaching your rope to the ring post. The ropes have to be tightened just right. And how do they know when the ropes are tight enough? The referees tell me they know by the feel of the ropes.
Oh, the ropes, as you see here, they're very, very tight, okay? Yeah. The way we look at it, don't get a welt, they're not tight enough.
Now that the pieces are together, let's talk about what it's like to actually participate in a WWE event. So walk me through what it's like when your match is coming up, the whole process going from the back all the way out to the stage.
I take 2 ice-cold water bottles and I pour ice-cold water all over my head, and it literally, the red light goes off immediately, and I know I'm about to go out there in front of millions of people. And then that's when the world sees Ryback.
Got a hoodie on, stay warm, move around in place, slap as hard as I can every inch of my body, the last one being my face, pop through the arena, out onto the stage.
Right beforehand, I'm just doing squats and burpees and trying to get some blood flow moving. And then there's a good bit of hair wetting that goes on for me particularly.
I can't go out to the ring until I take the perfect selfie on Instagram.
How many days out of the year are you typically on the road?
Well,
We run shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Tell me about the first time you ever got into a WWE ring.
I don't remember the exact time, but I do remember looking at the ring and going, I can't wait to get on the top rope and jump off. And when I climbed to the top rope, I went, that's a lot higher than I thought. And I kind of came down one to the second rope and was like, we'll learn how to do this later.
standing in a WWE ring in front of that crowd looking around, it happened so fast. And it was so surreal to me because it was something I'd worked for realistically, my entire adult life. And it was almost like a blink of an eye, and then we were back, and what just happened, like a time lapse, sort of like I jumped into a wormhole.
Part of me just couldn't believe that I actually was in the WWE. I was so almost like, I'm a diva, I'm here in the WWE, that I was so freaked out that I actually worked here that I think my first 2 matches were kind of rocky.
What does it feel like when you fall in the ring?
It hurts. I mean, there's no bones about it. I've done it for 10 years now, so my body's sort of grown accustomed to it. But man, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It hurts.
It does not feel good. I actually just got double choke slammed not too long ago, and my upper back and neck are still feeling the effects.
Once in a while, a referee may find occasion to land upon his back on the mat. What's that like?
It's like a car wreck, basically, yeah.
All right.
It's almost like, I'd say, for example, the first time working out, that soreness, that's what you feel the next morning.
I had a great time talking with everyone about the WWE, but I couldn't leave without asking about the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania attracts people from every walk of life, from all over the entire world.
WrestleMania is awesome because being around for a few years now and knowing that no matter what you do throughout the year, all eyes are on the biggest pay-per-view moment of history every year. It gets a little bit bigger.
Going out there for WrestleMania was the proudest moment of my WWE career.
You get to go out and embrace 80,000 people cheering or booing or down the middle.
80-something thousand people screaming, "Feed me more."
To find words to tell you how that is, it was the most incredible feeling. I'm kind of getting a little goosebumpy here just talking about it.
And that's the coolest part of it because you go, wow, I get to take a minute and take this all in. And every year, it blows my mind.
You cannot replicate that energy and that passion and desire. It's an atmosphere that you cannot describe, and it's the one day a year I really, really look forward to.
One of the cool parts of our job is traveling to all these different countries and places and continents and feeling that hybrid of cultures. But WrestleMania, everybody comes to us. So you have this whole crazy blend of people coming together for this one event, and there's nothing like it. They're the moments of your life.
So that's it. That's what goes on to put on just one WWE event. I'm Jonathan Strickland, and I'll see you at the next SmackDown.